there is this, some of us have had, scarred lives, wherein we had to, had to be succumb to relationships when we were younger, not knowing what was happening to us. By what I mean is, by sometimes there are people who are molested, and now they are married and they're wondering, how can I overcome the fear of sex with my own partner? Or and on the same lines, there are people who say, I've had these relationships before I got married. Is it okay to come clean about these things with my partner before or after marriage? Would you like to answer these?
My brief response to this question is, I hope you don't have a partner who probes too much into your past life. If he's that kind of partner, a partner who probes into your past life and asks explicit question about your past life and your sexual experiences, I believe such a partner is not worth marrying. That's my opinion. For example, when we see the marriage of Ruth and Boaz, both of them had a past, and Boaz was an older man, Ruth had a past, but we see absolute acceptance from Boaz's side when he looked at Ruth and wanted to marry her, after actually following all the biblical stipulations where he had to give a chance to biblical laws, we had to give a chance to another man to marry her first, and when he backed out, no, he didn't break any law. We see, and that's a beautiful picture of absolute acceptance. But if you are comfortable in talking about your past to your partner, go ahead, and you can talk about it. It depends on your comfort level. So there's no command to say that you need to talk about it and not talk about it. But what I will say is, if you find there's a partner who's over curious about your past and is asking police-like questions, maybe he's not a good life partner for you. And then another thing you need to remember when you enter a marriage relationship is, when God has forgiven and forgotten. I'm also reminded of the message of the book of Romans. The book of Romans talks about justification. Justification means just as if you have never sinned. Just as if you have never sinned. That's how God looks at your past life. Your past sins may be unprintable. So when God has forgiven your sin and forgotten your sin, you don't have to go around broadcasting your sin, including to your partner, I would say. But if you would like to share, and if that will unburden your heart, go ahead and do that. But the one thing we all need to be sharing with everyone is the gospel of Jesus Christ. And that's what we need to do with our time, talent, and all that God has given us. But I don't think there is a biblical warrant to actually tell everybody about our past. There's a good chance that after you share with your close friend, that person may not marry you, and then that doesn't lead you anywhere. Confess your sins to the Lord, receive His forgiveness, move on forward, and you will meet a fine man who would accept you just the way Boaz accepted Ruth, without asking too many police-like questions.
That's right, Reverend Duke. I agree with you. Thank you so much for throwing that light on us, on that truth.